Hello everybody. Well, we're back with more wiring madness. So, what I did, let me pull this out one click. Click should be enough. What I did is the wires, it all come loose from that when I put it on there. All the tabs have come off of there. So what I did is I cut them all off because they're gone, and I just crimped new tabs on there, and I'm going to do the same for the other side because yeah, it's probably going to be the same. Next we're working on is the Pope nose. I do have power to that, so that's good. I call it a Pope nose. It's the license plate light. The old cars had a Pope nose. Let's see. Okay, this is the original one. And the original light had a wire, and it was depending on a ground to the body. That was just to the metal. But the new and improved has a ground. So I'm going to run a ground wire. I'm going to use this one instead of the old one, and then I'm going to use my lens because it has a decent gasket, and I'll put that all together and we'll put that on the car. Incidentally, this piece that I picked, all these little things, lenses and these bulbs, and the studs, I didn't have studs. This one had studs in it. They're just invaluable. So when you pick a car that's close to yours and you pick it all apart, all these little parts keep you from having to go down to Ace and buy them, or whatever, or use the right ones. It's great. Okay, let's get that on the car. Alright, it only took me 2 hours and all these tools to do this. Yay! Couldn't use the 67 lens because it's particular to the 68 lens is particular to the light inside. I could use the gasket though. I did use the wiring harness, so it looks reasonable going through there. There's a hole right here, and none of my cars ever had a plug in it. It does now. I don't know what the hole's for. Always thought the wires went through it, but they do not. They go through this hole. So I used heat shrink and solder and soldered the wires back together, and then I used my ground. Alright, have my ground here on heat shrink. Once I got past here, I know I have to hang this, but I will when the engine's out. And then there's my grounding affair right there. I don't know if you can see that. I can't. Let's see if I can get a little better. Right there. And one goes to this tail light, and cleaned off the body and put a sheet metal screw through it. And I have a dedicated ground to this light. And then I did the same thing for this side. So there's your tail lights and your license plate light. There you go. I wanted to try my brake lights to make sure that they worked, or see if they worked. Turn the ignition on. Okay, and step on our brake. Let's see what happens here. Alright, and I've got both of them too, because I can see the other one in the reflection of the garage door. Fabulous. Okay. So I have parking lights, brake lights, and headlights, and high-low beams. So let's work on our turn signals. And I know I have power going to it. That's this wire right here. And it's going up to it. But it's not doing anything. wonder if I can take that apart. Oh, I can take it apart. Yeah, it's Wolfsburg wants $60 for one of those, so you know I might end up having to buy another one. So we'll see. Let's take it off of there and put it on the table and look at it, examine it. Bet. Well, nothing looks burned up. Nothing looks like it's been underwater. Just playing with the contacts there a little bit. Okay. Everything looks great. This capacitor here, some of them go and some of them blow. And this cap here is chooched its last chooch, it looks like. I bet you. I'm curious if there's anything going through it at all. Let's see, it would be let's just let's throw a meter on that just for giggles and see what happens. Okay. It's going to be this line here. Something's going through there. I don't know if it's through that circuit or not. That's on there as well. And oh no, it's that one. Okay, so it's going to be that and that. So let's try this. And right here. Nothing. Nothing. So I have a capacitor here, I believe, that has nothing through it. Let's try it from this side. And it has a, it's got, try this one, see what happens. Let me look at that again without 12 pair of glasses on, see if it works. Okay. And over here. That's okay. And when we test, I know it's hooked into the circuit board, but should get something out of it at least. And then too. So better look at that, closer look at that. Well, I'm getting a rating through it, but I don't know how many microfarad it's supposed to be and how to read that. But I know when something doesn't look right. You see, you can see the end of these caps right here. And then you can see the end of this one right here. How it's got crap leaking all out of it, and it's really kind of burnt and brown looking. I wonder if that could completely make this worthless. Maybe I just have a wire hooked up wrong. All the contacts look fabulous. Everything else looks really nice. Nothing else looks burnt. I'm going to put this back together and retrace my wiring, and I'm going to clean these conductors a little better. And if that doesn't get it, what I'll do is I'll buy another one. But let's put that one back in service and see if I got the wires right on it. What are we looking at? Well, these are backup lights that go on your bumper. Okay, and there's a terminal here that goes, and pretty self-explanatory, and your ground is your bumper. Well, on these they've lost their ground. I've taken this nut off and the washer and the strap, and there looks to be a bolt in there, and when I put a socket on it, it just spins and I can't get it out. So there's some corrosion underneath it, or underneath this. When you touch the ground to the casing, it'll light the light, but down here it will not light the light. So, and both of these were the same way, and I fidgeted and fidgeted with them, and I can't fix them. So what I did, and this way it won't ruin the light, you can always set it back to original, is I took a ring terminal and I put it over this. You know, you have to take everything all off, put the ring terminal on there, and I crimped a piece of baling wire. This is Harbor Freight stuff, and come up through here, and then I crimped another ring terminal on there. It'll go right there. Make sure you bend this out of the way and put your ring terminal on the opposite side, that this is like this. And as you can read it, it says 25 watts at the bottom, so that's going to be right up and down. And then when you put your lens on, let's see, it says top somewhere on it, right there. Can't see that, but that's the way that goes. There you go. And here's a finished product. And you know, it's not the greatest shape or perfect or by any means, but it'll work. So when you ground this now to the bumper, and you have 12 volts going to the wire, the light comes on. So there's a way to get around that, and parts are famously great, but they also fail famously. So I bet you there's a lot of these out here that have lost their ground through this rivet system or something, so just from corrosion. And this one hasn't been in the salt belt, so I can only imagine what the ones up north are like. Well, there's a fix for you anyways for it. Well, let's see what we got in the mailbag before we continue on. Another treasure from Rock Auto. Nice. Orifice. That there is an orifice for my air conditioner for the van. I've bought a new hose and compressor and stuff. These are all quick connectors, and I got these for like 6 or 7 cents a piece. And so, you know, all these here probably, let's see here. These are all probably, they're all female, male, you know, connect together kind of a thing. New magnet. Oh, look at that. Nothing in that one. But they're very handy, very nice to have, and probably, I probably got, oh, maybe $10 for all that, if that. Probably not. Maybe less than that, but you know, 10 of them at 7 cents at 70 cents, so you know, for $10 you can get 100 pieces at least, and much cheaper than going to Walmart and buying them, and the quality is really good too. This comes from Rock Auto, so that's another good place to buy your wiring connectors and stuff like that is Rock Auto. They have a pretty good deal. But it's this I wanted to show you. So put all this crap back in. It's this I wanted to show you that I got from Wolfsburg. So let's have a look at it. Well, it's not black. That's a shame. And hermetically sealed. A little clip. Let's take that clip off in there and see what's inside. Probably isn't neat point-to-point stuff. It's probably all integrated circuits. Something. Yep. Well, we got an actual wound relay there of some sort, analog kind of deal. But most of it looks like integrated circuits. It's not point to point. It's all sealed up stuff. So let's get that put in the car and see if it works. Okay, I'm trying not to get up in your way. Not too much here, but this is color coded, and the red one is going to be 30. And VL and VR are going to be left and right turn signals, black on the left, green on the right. So that's color coded. S. Where'd she go? There she went. There's the S, and the S is for this side of the switch. Let's see if I can get that on there. There she is. I think that's, yeah, that's on there. That's going to be for the switch. And then KBL is going to be for the light in the instrument cluster. So that's KBL. And then 15 is off of the power wire right there. And this one here, what is this for? This is 49A, or is it 54? 49A. 49A is from your switch. So let's see if I can find 49A on here. That's up front, right here. And this is going to be, the black one is going to be 15. Let's see, 30's back there, so 15's going to be right up front right here. Right there. Now there is a negative on this one, I thought. Maybe it's not. I don't know if I'm gonna have to ground that or not. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. See what smokes. See what goes and see what blows. Try to make this video seamless to make it look in real action. There you go. Let me I think I gotta tighten that up. There you go. Let me put on some battery action here. Let's see. Battery. Some battery action. Okay. Nothing smoking. All right. Ignition. Left turn. Right turn. Flasher. Wiring madness. Okay. Maybe the whole shebang needs to be grounded. So let's. Oh yeah, let's see here. Let's take this. And ground it. Okay. Let's get a screwdriver and tighten that up. Okay, well that's a first. But I got no light on that in here. Okay, I do have flashers, sort of. I think I've got something backwards. Something. I don't know what. I'll just figure it out. Okay, I think I found what the problem is. It's very easy to read this wrong if you're not careful. that box right there has numbers on it, and they can be in the front or the back. You have to just be careful. And instead of it being the switch coming out and being on, I'm sorry, BNSF is giving me hell today. Instead of it being on 49A, it was on 54. So I switched that over. That's going to make all the difference, because the signal is going to come in, and you got to have the signal come in. So let's try this and see what happens here. Let me put some power to it and see what happens. Let me know if it smokes. All right. There you go. All right. We'll let you look at this. There you go. So my wiring was fine, I just had it switched around. I had it wrong. It's going to make all the difference. So my flasher works. My turn signal. Now, one more thing I want to do is I got to put some gas in this thing. I hooked up my gas tank. I'm gonna. Ooh, that's dangerous. Glad I had the parking brake on. Savage. Could have killed myself. Wait for my oil light to come back on. There she is. Fabuloso. Okay, the emergency flasher is a little finicky. You got to kind of pull it out and push it in, but it's 50 years old, so what do you want? I might be able to clean that up a little, spray a little. I didn't do anything to switch, but just put it in there. So I might take it back out and spray a little contact cleaner on it or something, clean it up. Let me disconnect my battery, make sure we don't have a smoke show. Okay, I know that's not the right battery for the vehicle, but it works right now. Excellent. Okay. The wiring madness is over with. I now have turn signals, emergencies, brake lights, high-low beam, parking lights, the lights in my dash work, the lights in my gas gauge work, and the dimmer works. I did hook up my for my light, but I'll chase that after I put a headliner in it. So now I can close this case on the wiring. So I'm going to straighten this out a little bit and you know, finesse a couple of switches and do a little, you know, finesse work underneath there. I might route them a little different or something. But there you go. The Beetle is wired, and it's wired relatively safely too. It looks like a mess underneath there, but it's really reasonable. Oh, and I did check my backup lights. I did show you those. So there you go. All right. Well, oh, and we have a taillight light too. So I put that on there as well. Okay. Let me get this one out on the net. And thank you for wrenching with me, and thank you for discovering stuff and watch me work through all my problems and stuff. Alright guys, have a great day. Bye.